Jesus Freak here. So, yesterday I was talking to my friend. Usually, I toss her a bit of money to drive me around to some of the better grocery stores on the other side of town. And I said, if the dust settles, and if we get our food stamps, even if it's late, I'm just going to spend them right here down the street. And when I offered to give her the $30 I'd give her to drive me around anyway, she said she didn't want it. Even though she needed it, she didn't want it because she didn't feel right with me paying her to do nothing. But that's just my mindset, If I'll pitch in a bit, even besides what she asked me to, help maintain the car or whatever. Because, she's in as bad a situation as I am. So, it's like, we'll look out for each other. But, if she don't want it, I can't force her to take it. So, what I'll probably do is, at the point dust settles, I won't have to worry so much about set aside as much cash as I can for food. So I can find a way to make it worth her while for me to give her twice as much. That's not a problem. I'll just say, can we do a bit of running around instead of going just to Niagara Falls? Go to Lockport, go to Medina, go to Amherst. All three of those places have grocery stores that I like to visit. Of course, Medina's a bit out there, and so is Amherst is a little bit of a drive too. Medina's far enough not to even be in the same area code, so. Of course, the advantage of that is, I've got a few more bucks to put to food. Not for nothing, $5 buy you 4 boxes of KD. Of course, that's not everything because you got 4 boxes of KD. You're going to need a half a pound of margarine to go with all of that. But of course, I got plenty of KD. If I'd be buying anything, it'd probably be other stuff. Of course, when the dust settles, if I'm going out to the store after the dust settles, probably be, compensating for the non perishables that I've had to dig into. And beyond that, it'd probably be like mostly like throw some meat in the freezer, or whatever. Which I mean, I've been already doing. I still get a couple pounds of ground meat. I think there's a pound of ground beef and a pound of ground pork in the freezer. It's like, yeah, I can use it. I'm waiting because I don't want to blow through the good stuff right away. Because once it's gone, it's gone. So, you know, last couple days I've been eating kind of stuff you throw together from whatever you find in the pantry or whatever's left in the fridge. Which, I mean, when you're low on supplies, that's when you gotta get creative, right? And I'm not low on supplies, but all I got's mostly junk. And like I said, the good stuff I'm trying to save. And as for knowing what the situation is, well, there's so much flip flopping going on down in DC. It's like you could plug that thing up to a motherboard. If I were to say, it's happening because Trump wants to hurt the Democrats and cause collateral damage to make them cave. Well, I'm not saying that because that's something I think. I'm saying that because he himself said it. So he's being told, you gotta spend the money Congress told you to spend. If he's saying, make me, apparently they're talking about hauling him and his cronies up on contempt. But then again, who's going to enforce a contempt charge when he controls law enforcement? And I've said it before. I could ask my congressman to cave. But that would be selfish of me because saving my own butt is going to hurt another group. So, no. And hopefully the recent elections have emboldened the Democrats to hold the line. It's like, yeah, we're hurting. But if they cave, you can't trust the Republicans to negotiate in good faith when right now they're holding the country hostage. And don't give me this democratic shutdown thing. When the Republicans are saying you either capitulate or we'll keep this shut down for another week, that's not good faith negotiation. That's hostage taking. Right? I think we're all going to come out of this with a whole lot of PTSD. Jesus freak out.